You had a chance to look over the questions, right?
Yes, I did have a chance to look over the questions. I couldn't recite them to you or read them to you right now.
That's okay, don't worry. I'm gonna ask you the questions anyway.
Okay, fantastic.
Walk me through like the process of finding faith in the first place.
Okay. My first interaction with Christianity, the Christian faith, comes from when I went to primary school. I went to a Church of England primary school. A lot of church services, hymn singing, all that kind of stuff. And when you go to that kind of school, it's quite easy to just sort of go, well, teachers talk, because in those schools, they're faith schools, so they have to talk like God's real, God exists. So it's quite easy to just sort of fall into it as a child, just sort of going like, I believe. And so up until probably year 3, that was, I guess, in a non-realistic way at all, my first pseudo-interaction with the Christian faith. Because I don't come from a Christian family, my parents aren't religious at all. They're actually quite opposed to religion as a whole. They don't like me being Christian, really. My dad's against religion for different reasons to my mum. My dad's against religion, I think, just because he had quite a hard life for a very long time, and I think struggles to see a bit of sort of the cosmic justice of it all. If God's behind the curtain, pulling the strings. And also he, unfortunately, because of his military service, has seen quite a few things, and I don't think he's quite comfortable with that. My mum, on the other hand, does not like religion at all. Is very much, it's not real, it's because it's not real, it's wrong to believe in it, and it's bad to believe in wrong things, and she doesn't see why, to use her words, you should live your life on your knees begging for forgiveness for something you haven't done. I didn't have them come to my baptism or my confirmation. Not out of I wanted them there. I just believed that it would be best for them to not be there, because they would have probably felt very uncomfortable being there. So more for them than for me. Them not being there was my choice, which is why I didn't tell them for 2 years that I was a Christian. When we would say our prayers and services here, we'd pray that all the prayers in the chapel book of prayer would be fulfilled, and we'd sort of go through it because there's too many that we can't say, can someone do their like specific prayer?
So like a summary prayer?
Yeah, like a summary prayer, may all the prayers be fulfilled, because God will know, God knows what's in there. Maybe it's a little bit, well, it's not bad.
No, it's not bad, at least you're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually, if you want the service to be 2 hours long just for the prayers, then go for it, Queen. But I'm not reading them all now, especially when some of them ask for wives. I'm not asking that out yet. But then we have...
Was that one of yours?
No, unfortunately not, no. Mine was to ask for guidance on becoming a monk.
Is it just something that you told people about yourself?
I was always very open about it. If people asked me what I wanted to do, I was like, well, I want to become a monk. I'm fine to share it if people ask. And it's the truth, so why hide from it? My priest then pointed me in the direction of Mucknell Abbey. I then was lucky enough to be able to go and visit them with a trip from the chapel. And got given the opportunity to have multiple conversations with the monks there and talk to them about their lives. And then I was fortunate enough to be able to go to another monastery, a Catholic monastery called Dowie Abbey, which is a beautiful place filled with beautiful people, and I got to go and have a lot of conversations with them.
What did your parents think of it?
My mum was very openly not a fan of my choices, and sent me a lot of articles about people who had become part of cults, and tried to convince me that Alpha courses, that Alpha courses were a cult. And it was very odd, but I think the fact that I stuck to my guns, so to speak, I don't really care anymore. It's just one of those things, isn't it? I'm very open about my faith now. I really don't mind. I fell in love. I felt honestly like I was being given a gift from God to be able to be so happy with someone and so secure and so loved. And I felt a genuine love from her, which I don't think I've really ever felt from anyone else. And it meant the world to me, and it still does mean the world to me. And so that really was the sort of nail in the coffin of the monastic dream for now.
Because she was there every step of the way as well.
Yeah, she was. She was a massive part of that journey. She was very, very formative to her. She was also probably one of the few people who was very supportive, outspokenly supportive of it. And I loved that about her. And as a consequence of spending so much time with her, looking at monasticism and talking about monasticism, I just fell absolutely head over heels for her and refused to look back when the future's with her. Yeah, it's really not.
Oh, the purple. Do you want to be a priest or do you want to be a chaplain? Or it's in it. Do you want to be a vicar or do you want to be a chaplain?
Chaplain first, then vicar.
Really? Chaplain then vicar?
Yeah.
I think they put you into parish first. I think everyone has to.
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea, and I don't think it'll be used because my one's.
Do you want to put it on?
No, absolutely not. No. Sorry, thank you. Yeah, this is it. There you go.
Great, last one.
Hasn't even changed.
Aww.
This thing
This
was
was his
incredible.
favourite part.
This was my absolute favourite part. I stopped being me when I put this on. I loved it. It was perfect. It was great. I wasn't me. I was an instrument of the church. One thing which I think has been absolutely beautiful about the changing relationship that I've had with my parents is the support that they give me now in nearly every facet of my life, and I think it's truly, truly wonderful. Even though we don't see eye to eye on matters of religion, I know that they appreciate how much it means to me, and I think, especially with Kai by my side, it's given it's borne quite good fruit. I think every day we're moving towards a more beautiful and more perfect direction.